再过15分钟呢，我们那个万国将房网就打开。
This is the biggest water transfer engineering project in human history. The concrete used would be enough to build 100 bridges across the Yangtze River. The project is gigantic. So are the difficulties. Two tunnels, each 3 kilometers long, must be dug underneath the Yellow River. The huge aqueduct, 1,600 tons in weight, must be able to withstand the impact from torrential water. The Yangtze must be lifted, step by step, by a height of 40 meters. Hundreds of thousands of workers are needed to make these miracles happen. Among them are leading scientists and experts. More than 1,000 of the country's most experienced construction companies are also involved. Together, they are meeting the challenges. One technical obstacle after another is being removed.
它的调水的量、调水线路的长度、受水的范围，这个受益的人口，都是世界之最。这工程是巨大的，并且里面有很多的难题。
最大的挑战还是一些技术难题的这个解决，因为技术难题这个解决没有第二条路可以选择。
The middle route of the South to North Water Diversion Project originates in Danjiangkou in Hubei province. It extends northward all the way to Beijing and Tianjin, crossing 600 rivers, 200 irrigation canals, and 30 railways on its way. The eastern route starts from Yangzhou in Jiangsu province. In Shandong, it branches into two, with one channel extending northward to Tianjin and the other to the Jiaodong Peninsula. In all, there will be 13 pumping stations with 160 pumps along this route, lifting water from the Yangtze, tier by tier, to the height of a 13-story apartment building by the time it reaches its destination. Each of the two routes is over 1,000 kilometers in length. With their completion, water from the Yangtze will flow unchecked to the parched north. In 2005, work began on the Danjiangkou Reservoir, the starting point of the middle route.
'58年的9月1号动工的是吧？那个时候的坝顶高度多少？162米，是不是？
1959, a young graduate from a water conservancy school, Yang Fengwu, arrived at the construction site.
我印象很深的是，59年我来的时候交混凝土，交那个什么18盘那个第2盘的时候，那就很造诣啊，就是打的排架。哎呀，然后靠人工才能拉呀，像拉天一样的，后面推啊，那个人工打了刺骨。
Using nothing but the most primitive tools, 100,000 workers pushed themselves to the limit. "15 years of grueling work later, in 1974, the project was finished. Over the next 40 years, by controlling flooding, generating electricity, and providing irrigation, this water conservancy project has earned 50 times what was invested in it. Even so, the dam fell short of what was required for the south to north water diversion project. The middle route of the project, over 1,000 kilometers long, originates at the Danjiangkou Reservoir. The old Danjiangkou Dam, at just 162 meters high, was wholly inadequate for transferring the planned 9.5 billion cubic meters of water annually. The reservoir's capacity needed to be doubled. This made it essential to increase the dam's height from 162 to 176.6 meters, and its length along the top from 2,494 to 3,442 meters. But raising the height of an old dam by as much as 14 meters had never been attempted before.
水位虽然抬高了13米，但是它的水压力要增加40%，要确保这个大坝安全运行。我还是这个战战兢兢如临深渊，如履薄冰的。
In effect, a new dam was being built on top of the old one. Fortunately, the 50-year-old dam had been designed with the possibility in mind that it might one day need to be heightened. Yang Fengwu had spent 40 years working on various sites across the country. He was brought out of retirement to supervise the dam heightening project. And so, he found himself back where his career had started.
超过10个小时了，回到哪里去？你把船上放在桥上里头给它。对，我们在捉它，你在盖它的问题。哦，他这个防雨吧，这个做围堰的。对，做围堰了的，所以昨天的雨水给它冲下来了。哎，把冲干净了。哎，这个冲差不多要冲上，现在。
Yang Fengwu is conscious that even the slightest error can have devastating consequences. He is an exacting taskmaster when it comes to quality standards. He is supported in his work by the highly detailed official standards drawn up by the authorities. The explosion, in peeling off the cover of the dam to uncover the old concrete layer, has revealed a significant issue. The cracks are more serious than the experts had anticipated. 40 years of constant use has left the dam with numerous internal injuries. Unless they are dealt with, these injuries will become potential safety hazards. So, the dam is subjected to a thorough physical checkup.
水上水下全部进行清查，查清楚了以后，这些个问题对于坝的安全到底有什么影响？哪些是属于一般性的问题，哪些是属于关键性的问题？影响是什么？
依照科研单位进行计算以后，它是对每一条缝进行了单独的设计，啊，有一些缝就是说我打一些铆筋把它拉起来，另外灌浆啊，整个凿土啊。
22-meter-long reinforcing steel girders are implanted into the gate piers. There are now 3 times as many steel girders as before. The pouring begins. But then another serious issue becomes evident. The body of the old dam has a steady temperature. However, the temperature of the new concrete is different, and this difference will affect the integration of the old and new dams. This presents a serious safety concern. Temperature control is always a challenge when mending cracks in concrete.
一方面呢是在材料上做文章，选用这个低热微膨胀水泥，适当的提高这个混凝土的标号，同时呢采取了一些结构手段，比如讲补助了建槽。
Temperature control is essential. The sand and stone are cooled, then soaked in cold water and mixed with ice. By noon, the concrete is ready to be poured. For the workers, this is a meal no different from any other. so that it can withstand the huge pressure and resist leakage. The work continues 24/7. Meanwhile, construction is continuing at other sections of the middle route. Work on the Beijing-Shijiazhuang section commenced in 2003. The plan was for water from Hebei province to be channeled in to ease Beijing's water shortage by September 28, 2008. While work continued on the middle route, another route, the eastern one in the South to North Water Diversion Project, was progressing. The eastern route is designed to draw water from the Yangtze River in Jiangdu, Jiangsu province, to be transferred to Tianjin and Shandong in the north. The biggest challenge was overcoming the altitude difference. Shandong is at an elevation 40 meters above that of the Yangtze in Jiangdu. The challenge facing the engineers was, effectively, how to make water flow uphill. The workers are building 13 pumping stations at successively higher elevations. A total of 160 pumps will lift the water from the Yangtze to the height of a 13-story building. The buildings in the shade are part of a water control facility. They mark the starting point of the Yangtze River water's northward journey. Construction began back in 1961. Today, the development of the eastern route of the South to North Water Diversion Project will make use of the Grand Canal. One-third of the 21 pumping stations along the eastern route will employ horizontal, not standing pumps. The horizontal pumps are more energy efficient.
我们东线的泵站的很大的特点叫低扬层，叫大流量，到运行时间长，每年到5000个小时，跟那个排浪泵站不一样的，所以对水泵的要求特别高。
The South to North Water Diversion Project will transport water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. An increase in water volume of just 1% will mean generating a huge amount of additional wealth. But the innovative nature of much of the work means that Chinese engineers have had to develop their own technology. At this Shanghai factory, a brand new design is being brought into reality.
进厂已经26年，足足26年，我从来没有看到过像灌流泵这种结构的电机，但是我们有信心，还是想尝试一下。
After 3 years of design, research and manufacturing, the first pump is ready for testing. pumping station, hundreds of kilometers away, is ready to receive this huge, brand new pump. The pump housing is being lifted. The installation has to be precise to 1/10 of a millimeter. There is the constant threat of danger at construction sites. In 2009, the alarming news came from the Yellow River crossing site that pieces of some unknown metal, the largest about the size of a child's fist, had been found among the stones being churned out by the shield tunneling machine. Where, in this world of sand and stone, had the metal come from? The mystery was eventually solved. The metal came from a damaged cutting wheel. The tunneling had to stop.
把我们所地层所在的土样送到检测站去分析的时候，就发现这个石英含量远远高于原来的设计标准。这个呢，应该是刀具磨损最大的原因。
Dozens of meters above them is the Yellow River. There is no retreat for the machine. The only way to fix the problem is to replace the cutters. This means the workers risking their lives to reach the cabin at the front. A shield tunneling machine discharges stones and mud using air pressure. The only space for maintenance workers to operate is behind the cutting wheel. But the area is cramped and filled with mud, and the air pressure is twice that inside a pressure cooker. People subjected to such conditions have been known to suffer from severe dysbarism.
Ep03 上面有40多米深的水和土，全部靠我们的保压系统来进行平衡外面的这个水土压力。一旦我们这套保压的压力出现了波动，或者是不稳定，或者是急剧下降，出现涌水涌沙、塌方，直接危害我们带压进仓工人的一个生命安全。
Still, the problem has to be fixed. Technician Hu Shiyong and 2 fellow workers are making their way to the cabin. The small, cramped cabin can hold a maximum of 4 people. They pinch their noses to prevent their eardrums from bursting. air pressure is now twice that of boiling water in a pressure cooker. After 30 minutes spent adapting to the high pressure, they open the door and enter the cabin at the front of the machine. They must work in the mud to replace the damaged cutters.
感觉到很难受，呼吸特别的困难，那里面的压力是特别高的。挖了一个刀，推一个刀，是满身满脸全是汗水呀、泥水。
一般我们规定是15分钟到半个小时就要跟地面的这个人员联系一次。
40 minutes have passed and there's no news from inside the cabin. The air pressure can change without warning. The people outside are waiting nervously.
然后就是动用我们一切可以跟他们联络的这个手段，包括用这个钢筋敲击这个盾构机的这个轴承啊，撑靴啊这些零部件，因为钢铁这个声音可以传到这个密封舱里面。
Much to their relief, their worries have been unfounded. The workers have to enter the pressure cabin 400 times in all. With new teeth installed, the machines can get back to work. The river's south bank is getting nearer and nearer. On December the 22nd, 2009, after battling their way beneath the Yellow River for 3,450 meters, the cutter wheels reveal themselves to the workers on the ground. After 500 days, the Yellow River is finally conquered. From this point on, progress on the middle route can forge ahead. "32-year-old Jiang Ying is the mother of a 6-year-old. Of all the workers on the site, she has the finest view as she works on a crane 70 meters up in the air. She has climbed up and down the steps more than 400 times since 2006, equivalent to climbing Mount Everest 20 times. Her job is to lift rolled steel, concrete, and large machines to wherever they are needed. For the past 7 years, she's worked 12 hours a day, either from dawn to dusk or from dusk to dawn. Because she's working in midair, she has to practice rigid control over her liquid intake.
大坝一天天的在我的脚下有着不一样的变化，我的内心是充满自豪感的，同时也为我这份付出觉得很值得。
Her husband works on a crane next to hers. Their emotions swell with the growth of the dam. It's March 2013, and the last concrete is being poured into the dam. Every minute counts because concrete sets quickly. People have worked non-stop from morning to night. 2 months from now, the project to heighten the dam is scheduled for completion, and the reservoir will receive water in a trial run.
我把这个完成过，我也心里满足了。不干了，再不干了。
50 years ago, it was here that Yang Fengwu met his wife-to-be. Now, after half a century spent working in many different places, they find themselves back where they first met and where they started their careers. Numerous such stories of romance are associated with the South to North Water Diversion Project. Chen Jianguo, 41, is a project manager. A strong and unyielding character, he comes originally from Henan province. In 2014, he won the prestigious National May 1st Labour Medal. But honour always comes at a price. He has no time to take care of his sick father. All he has been able to do is bring the old man to live with him.
同学之后，我有个愿望，我老父亲76了，从来没有来过北京。我想带他到北京看一看，看一看这丹江水怎样流到北京来。
取手老闸爆破工程起爆！
In April 2013, the old sluice gates at Taocha on the middle route was successfully removed. Just behind is a newly built dam. The water will flow northward once its sluices are open. The project is proceeding well thanks to the effective logistical support and scientific management. In 2003, a committee was set up under the State Council to coordinate all the offices and departments involved in the project. The committee is responsible for administrative supervision, project management, and policy consultation. The committee has worked hard to ensure that the project is completed on time and that the water started flowing in 2014. When it comes to timekeeping and quality control, it tolerates no error. Beside the West 4th Ring Road in Beijing, a vast underground construction project has been completed. As part of the middle route of the South to North Water Diversion Project, it connects the Lugo Bridge culvert upstream with the Lake Tuancheng downstream. The channel, which runs around Beijing, is already over 100 kilometers long. The gigantic South to North Water Diversion Project has set 9 world records. 1.6 billion cubic meters of earth excavated, over 25,000 facilities of various types built, and several major global challenges overcome, such as large diameter pipe installation. 14 rivers have been harnessed along the eastern route, and the greatest concentration of pumping stations in Asia, even the world, created. Since 2002, more than 100,000 workers have worked on the project. With the sweat they have shed, they have written a glorious chapter in China's water conservancy history. The rivers run deep, and the land is vast. From ancient times until now, how many man-made miracles have been created on this land? The Great South to North Water Diversion Project is just the latest.